So if you clicked on this video expecting to hear a list of aspects that you can use to belittle another person, let me ask you one question. Why the fuck are you thinking like that? When it comes to bodybuilding, I have a feeling that the type of people who want to hear about aspects of novice lifters that they can use to belittle another person, I have a feeling those are the exact kind of guys who are ego lifters, who lift heavy weight just for the sake of intimidating people. And I won't lie, I mean, I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've been that little kid who could hardly deadlift 135, who would watch this guy deadlift 405, and I'd just be sitting there and be like, yeah, he's cool. I'm intimidated. I think I'll leave now. And the guy, knowing full well, picking up the weight, grunting, screaming practically, slamming it down, bringing it back up, screaming, slamming it back down. And it's excessive. So you kind of get that notion of them being, oh, he's just lifting this heavy weight because he needed to intimidate people. Plus, it was only me, him, and another dude in the gym. So it probably can go a couple ways, but I like to see that as ego lifting. But when it comes to people who are starting out in lifting, I don't care if you're skinny, obese, whatever. You know, when I told my chemistry teacher in high school that I wanted to start weightlifting because I felt like I was too skinny, he said, 1, something, doesn't really matter what he said. 2, fuck you. And I'm sitting here and I was like, okay, you and your obese ass can continue eating your goddamn cheesecake, and I'm just gonna go head on to the gym, alright? It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, because the fact that you're even there to improve yourself is so important and amazing, and something that you should strive to follow. I don't care if you were obese or skinny or lean or thick, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're going to the gym to improve yourself, even if you do take a cheap creatine or a cheap protein or C4, even if you do take that, doesn't matter. Hell, if you're wearing gloves and you go into the gym wearing gloves, maybe if you're like a 16-year-old kid, you'd be like, okay, he's just starting out. If you see guys my age wearing gloves, it's like, okay, that's kind of weird, but I think he must have a reason for it. And if you see like an old guy who's like 60, 70, he's been through some shit, of course he has to wear gloves. You know, same thing with straps, same thing with belts. Who cares if they have a cheap belt? Who cares if they have cheap straps? Who cares if their shoes aren't powerlifting shoes? Who cares if they don't have that little notch in the bottom that makes such a big difference? Who cares? Because you can do that same exact thing by putting a 5-pound plate underneath your foot. Who cares about other people? Everybody in the gym needs to focus on themselves, and the ego lifters who try to intimidate people need to learn to fuck off. And that's just my side.